Hi, this is Daniel O'Connor from Warpit, and this is a video for admins just to explain how you go about putting a tick box question or a yes/no answer onto your upload form. So we're talking about a feature on Warpit. The feature is to add an extra layer of control when your members add assets to the system. You find this feature within admin settings, control users. By giving your staff access to Warpit, you are allowing them to trade surplus assets with each other. Those assets can carry a risk. So this feature is to control the members' behavior at the point they upload an asset. Now it's a hard control because they've got to agree to a statement or answer a question. You can insert the mechanism and then that reminds the user what's expected of them. We've got various different ways of doing this and they're all admin activated, and I would really use them as a last resort when it comes to control, because the more barriers you put in, the less participation you're going to get. So we're talking about the upload form. That is when a member adds an asset, and we're talking about inserting different mechanisms to manage user behavior and user expectations. You can find these within settings and then click on control users, and this is what they are. First of all, there's the ability to insert a tick box confirmation. So you've got to enable that first, and then you can display a custom message. That might be, I have authority to upload this item, or it might be, I have checked with my line manager that I have permission to do this. It might be, I have taken this asset off the asset register, or any concern that your process control might have. The second method is a yes/no question and answer. So what happens here is you can insert a question. In this example, it is the item worth more than £5,000? If the answer is yes, it sends a message to this email. If the answer is no, it sends a message to this email. Now, this can apply to virtually any control scenario, so just relate this to any of the control issues you might be having. Again, it's worth reminding that the more barriers you put into place, the less participation you'll have in your program. You can also add an extra field to the upload form. So that is a simple text box which will be added to the upload form, and you can customize what the heading of that text box will be, and then you can give a little bit more instruction if you wish in the text box. Again, you need to apply this to your particular control scenario. There's a fourth mechanism whereby you can apply a tick box to particular categories of items. So a particular category might have its own control scenario. This might be to do with legislation or safety, and what happens is the uploader of the item needs to agree to a statement, and the actual claimant needs to agree to a statement as well. So why would you want to implement these controls? This is all about managing risk, managing staff expectations. By doing so, you can then control staff behavior. There are some items that have specific legislatory controls which you might need to flag up. And for some of the mechanisms, you might want to have notifications on asset movements. So before putting in this level of control, you may want to explore, whether you actually need that level of control already. Could it be satisfied just using the customized messages? Because you don't want to add any unnecessary barriers. If you are going to implement some of these controls, just start with one, see how it goes, If you need more, then you can ramp up the intensity of the control. So you sort of implement it in increments, and then review regularly. Has anything actually gone wrong without controls? Could you run that part of the program on a small population to see if anything goes wrong? If it doesn't, is the control needed at all? So yeah, just review that regularly. As usual, any questions to me at Daniel@GetWarpIt. Have a great day.